welcome. I have an amazing guest with me today, and we are going to talk about something extremely important to both of us. Might cause a few talking points. We might have a little bit of disagreement on a few things, but all in good fun. So, guys, welcome to the Uncomfortably Comfortable podcast, and I have the beautiful Sylvia with me today. So, Sylvia, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Sylvia and I'm the owner of Project Empowerment. I'm a fitness coach and fitness model.
Come on.
This is actually really cool because this is first time I can say it like officially.
I am a fitness model.
I am a fitness model
Yes.
officially. And I've been in the coaching industry for probably 7 years. Amazing. I came to Scotland about 10 years ago. I think November will be 10 years.
Amazing.
Probably you can tell from my accent.
So we are going to talk about, what does the word coachable mean? Ooh, right. So we talked back and forward about a million different subjects and a million different topics and a million different things. We caught up over lunch and we went down a rabbit hole of still not deciding on a topic. And at the very last minute, after a very, very long discussion at the event, we thought, right, this is the one, right? So why does the word coachable mean so much to you when it comes to both your business, yourself, and the clients that you take on?
I think being coachable, it doesn't mean what most people thinks it is.
Correct. I agree.
And I think this is something that we definitely agreed on.
We agreed on that part.
Because I think coaches think being coachable means doing everything that your coach is telling you to do, like applying everything that we ask you to apply and follow instructions, when to me being coachable means reaching out for help.
Yeah, it's that openness of
vulnerability,
I don't
maybe
know the answer.
And allowing yourself to be guided when you're struggling. So,
Yes.
And I think the same applies to us.
Agree.
Because if recently I've been going through some struggles and I'm thinking, oh, I actually really want to bury my head in the sand. I want to disappear. I don't want to. I don't want to be.
Oh my God!
Here.
Yes,
I don't want to talk
absolutely.
to anyone. But I think being coachable means like I have to give my coach and my mentors chance to help me, not even just tell me what to do, but just to be here, maybe ask me some questions that will help me find the answer, or just to hold me accountable that I do bare minimum, or give me the permission to do what is good enough, because good enough looks different at each stage of our life. But
Absolutely.
I think being coachable means that you don't always have to do everything, but give us coaches chance to help you go through these difficult times rather than just exit. But I guess it's also being in a safe space that you feel safe that you can do that.
So do you think in that case then it's a huge part of us to actually make someone coachable, to make the environment that we put them in, the relationship that we create with them? Do you think that has a direct impact on them being coachable?
Yes, I think we have to be sure that we create safe space.
Agree.
And saying that not everyone is for everybody. I think you need to find a coach that has the coaching style for you that speaks to you. You know, we've been coaching for some time and we know that we are not able to help everyone just because we're not always the right fit for each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
We might seem at the start, I'm maybe, oh, she's the person that I need, or we think, oh, this is the client that probably we will be right fit for each other. But farther down the line, we're like, well, actually, we are not a very good fit.
And I think we kind of talked about this when we went for lunch the other day, and I think it's really, really important for people to understand is you might start off with one coach. You might start off with one set of goals. You might start off with one certain mindset that's very, very fixed and realistically is a big part of you as a person. After a year, the likelihood of that being the same is very slim. Like, how many times have you had a client come in, let's say particularly for both of us and our client bases, those kind of women, late 30s, they have literally grown up around diet culture being...
Same as us.
Be small. Be small, be small, be tiny. Tiny is the way.
Cabbage
the
diets,
easiest way to do it is to diet 24/7, 365 days a year.
No
like
bread.
basically cut out everything exciting and everything fun.
No pasta.
Because you can't have pasta, you can't have bread. Like chocolate, like that is poison and you're not allowed it because only fat people have that. And all of a sudden, in 12 months' time, we are sitting with the same client in front of us. They have lost some body fat, but actually their priorities are now entirely different. They're desperate to find maintenance and have a holiday without guilt of food. That's a big win to them. They don't care if it's £3 on the scale down or £1 on the scale. They want to go on holiday and enjoy their holiday with their family. But I think that's the big thing for me on being coachable. Being coachable changes and it's very fluid. Like me being coachable at any point in time, it's not the same between January and July and then December.
Yeah, and I think as much as I really don't like saying, my head is not in the right space, like I believe we it's our responsibility to take your mind to the right space. However, we need different tools at a different time of our life.
Yes.
So I wouldn't... call myself like a coach slut, but I had
I like it.
Coach slut. Like I had few coaches, but it's just, and they were all amazing. I honestly couldn't say any bad word about any of my coaches, but they were offering things at a different time of my life, and I needed different things at a time. What I mean is, like, for example, when I was doing my competitions, I had a coach that it was just plan, nutrition, go execute, see you later. Yeah. When I get off my competitive season, when I'm doing my off season or when I'm trying to maintain, I like to use this time to dive into a little bit more education, a little bit more connections, a little bit more self-discovery and things like that. So I love to...
So for you being coachable at that point in time, that's way more about you increasing your knowledge to then take into your next season, whereas that might not be the same coach for those two things.
Yeah, 100%.
One coach genuinely is just like, here's the fucking plan, go and fucking do it. The other coach is like, right, okay, so what can we learn this week? What do we need more of this week? Why is this week different to last week? You know, it's that difference and connection. And I totally agree with you. I think
different stage of your coaching, and some people might be like, you know, we both have so much more inside our services.
Yes.
That goes beyond training, beyond nutrition, how we, dive into like a mindset. Like I'm quite spiritual person. What I mean spiritual, not like, hugging trees.
Not the kumbaya type.
Exactly, like kumbaya, but I really have a deep sense of myself. So I also this is what I practice inside my program. Yeah. So we do offer things beyond training, nutrition, but in the same time, there are people that just want training and nutrition.
Yeah.
But I think it's just having a willingness to be open-minded for different things.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, if this is something that you've been always doing, I just need training, nutrition, like, and you're changing coaches, hoping that maybe this time you will get different training and nutrition. That's not being coachable.
No, and
it's just
that's the thing.
Willing to try different.
Biology is biology. Like I hate to say it, right? Yeah. See, no matter what coach you go to, they cannot change your biology.
No,
like the principles of how a body works are never going to change. No. Yes, there is idiosyncrasies to it between medical conditions and past experience and all of that type of stuff, but the principles of it all are going to be the same. You know, if you want to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit of some sort. Ta-da! Right? There is no coach you're going to go to who's going to get you results that is going to say that that's not the case. So if you're jumping from coach to coach just expecting a yes answer to what you already do, then you're going to still be in the same position. Again, to your point, that's not being coachable. Yeah. Because what you're saying is, I just want someone to agree that what I am doing right now is going to get me the result. but actually it's not gonna. Like, you have to, in my mind, one of the biggest things I always push with my guys is I never want you to just agree with me if you don't understand why I'm asking you to do something. Mm-hmm. If you don't understand why I'm asking you to do something, don't just do it because you don't want to talk back to me. Fucking back chat me. Mm-hmm. So that I know that you're walking away understanding exactly why you're doing something.
You can understand them better.
Yeah, because then I know what your worries are. Like, for a lot of the girls, and you'll probably see it more so now, I can imagine that a lot of your girls have watched your journey through your last comp and been like, wow, okay, look at what she was doing, how much she was doing, the types of things she was doing, but then are watching you come off of that into your maintenance and being like, oh, she's actually, maintenance is a plan and it's a thing and it's something that she's actually enjoying. Why am I not setting that as a target? Because as far as they're concerned, like, to be coachable, they have to constantly be moving 1,000,000 miles an hour, but they don't realise that all those maintenance phases is where that muscle happens, you know, for them to have more freedom than they would have beforehand. It's when they've been in such a strict diet phase for decades at a time.
Decades. Like, it's
decades for people.
I've been thinking about it, like, since I was, I'm 36, so I must be, you know, since you're a teenager, then in your 20s, so it is, yeah. And you know what, to make the point, like, obviously for us coaches, it's extremely important to be role models. So, number one, yes, I was telling them exactly what I was doing when I was competing, and I was extreme, but I loved it because it showed me what I'm capable of, how much I can stretch, but also I'm showing them, like, how I'm transitioning to it, and that I'm still following the same processes. I'm still tracking my calories.
Yes,
I'm still, you know, training, just maybe with I have plan that allows me to transition.
Yes,
but actually, back to the point when we were talking about like what we need at the different times of our life. So the thing is, the coach who did my prep with me, like I said, they were all absolutely fantastic. But I wouldn't be able to execute my training and nutrition plan if I wouldn't learn the tools prior to that.
Yes.
So I've been working like neuroscientists, some, you know, psychologists. I had wonderful mindfulness coach, you know, other coaches that taught me just flexibility.
Background.
Like, I had to do the groundwork for like nearly 2 years to be able to enter that stage when I only need training with nutrition plan. Like, you don't need to chase me. Like, you don't need to, you know, you just basically give me plan and I execute it. But I always say to my girls, I can give you any plan. It's the same as you. I can give you guys any plan you want, fucking burpees, squats, whatever you like. I can put ice cream in your plan.
Yes.
But how you're going to execute it, that requires completely different tools.
Yes. And that's where...
And that's when you're coachable, because you need to be willing to learn these tools and be open-minded to change your mind, change your beliefs, and be challenged.
For me, it's the class culture is just proof of that. Like, we've all had those clients who have gone to 20 classes a week in gyms. They're like, I do body pump 6 times a week. I do body attack 6 times a week. I go to this circuit class and that circuit class and the other circuit class, but I never see any change in my body. Right. Okay. So why are you still going to them? When your whole goal is to see a change in your body. Like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You know, but it is that point on, those people need to learn from that experience that actually, do you know what, all these coaches like us that bang on about, whether it be, you know, strength training, like, be fucking a girl in the weight section of the fucking gym. Lift the goddamn fucking dumbbell. You're not going to look like Arnie overnight. But the people that you see and we see on Instagram with the figures that these people want, lift fucking weights. And for want of a better term, those of them who don't have good coaches at their back that they're willing to listen to, willing to learn from, they don't have those bodies on Instagram that people want. They just don't, unless they've had that surgery. Let's be honest about it. Because it happens. Like,
yeah.
And I think that's it for me. It's that point on getting people into that space that they've accepted and acknowledged that what they have been doing isn't working.
Oh, yeah. And
once they hit that point, I think there's a massively different space for them to become coachable because they've accepted it, they've acknowledged it. Unless you own the fact that what you've been doing before isn't working, I think it's very, very hard to be coachable.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if you've had that experience. I've had that certainly with a Slimming World. Oh, God mighty. So it's really hard. It's really hard to explain people that if you want to lose weight,
Yep.
that's the one thing. But if you want to build a body that you love, if you want to change your body shape, that requires different tools and different diet approach.
Agreed.
And I had, lots of back and forth with clients who came to me because, let's say, Slimming World stopped working. Like they lost weight, but then they're like, Sylvia, I want to build a body that I love. I
still don't enjoy what I see in the mirror.
I lost shitloads of weight, but I don't like that skin. I want to have muscles. Now girls, they're
still
like,
don't have a shape.
Jacked,
Yep.
And I said, absolutely fine. But then I'm like, you need to understand that this requires different tools.
Yes, it's a very, very different plan.
Like you need to know how much protein you eat.
Yes.
Like you like, and I said, you came to me because what you were doing isn't working. So I'm asking you to do something differently, and you're still going back to the same.
Put your faith in me.
To the same Slimming World thing. And I said, no, you need to know how much you eat. You need to eat lots of protein. And I understand sometimes it takes time.
Yep.
But again, it's the being coachable and the willingness to change your mind.
Yeah, the willingness to accept a different plan and a different purpose and a different viewpoint. Like,
or sometimes girls think it's just, no, I just need to do my training. I'm like, no, honey, like if you don't eat an adequate amount of
that was me.
If you don't eat adequate amount of protein, then
that was me.
guess what? You're not going to build muscles. Same carbs. You need carbs to build muscles.
That was Fat Vanda.
That's Fat Vanda.
Fat Vanda. Fat Vanda genuinely, like, and because training's always been a part of my life in some way, shape or form.
Yeah, that's the easy part, isn't it?
For me, my mindset always went to, I am in the gym and I am absolutely beasting my sessions. That's enough. And it was never enough to get me where I wanted to get to. Never enough. But it took me going through that situation of finding the frustration and never ever being able to look in the mirror, never taking those progress pictures and seeing the change that I wanted to see. But it actually took, and it was a coach in a class turning around to me and saying, well, if you're doing this, what are you doing for the other 5 days of the week that you don't come in and see me? And I'm like, oh, well, X, Y, and Z. And they're like, right, okay, but all you've talked about is training. And I'm like, yeah, and what? And their answer was, when you were younger and you were training differently and your body was different, you could eat what you wanted, drink what you wanted, and generally do what you wanted, and your body would respond. But guess what? You're not 16 anymore. Like, you can't get away with eating whatever the fuck you want just because you train hard. But it's that way of, it was having that coach in that position basically just call me out on it and be like, that's what I need from a coach. Like, I need my coach just to genuinely just be straight with me at some point. Like, and you know what? There's times and places, and I love my coach for the fact that generally speaking, he knows exactly when I need him to back away and just let me get on with my shit. And he knows when he needs to step in and be like, right, okay, what the fuck is going on here? But at times, my mentality and the way that I work is I just need that someone to be like, basically stop being a cunt. for want of a better term. And we laughed about this on Friday about how
what was it
exactly the tagline was, well, if you want fucking different, stop being a cunt. And it is exactly that. Like you cannot just do whatever the fuck you want to do and expect to have it all. Like if I choose not to go to work, I don't make any money. But my mortgage still expects to get paid. My fucking council tax still wants paid. Like, those things have to happen. And I think part of being coachable is also about just accepting truth. It's about accepting that, do you know what, sometimes our feelings and our facts are hugely different. And we sometimes do just need someone to shine a mirror in our face and be like, listen, what you're feeling right now is not the facts of the situation. Like,
I like the numbers. That's
accept
why I have data. Like, I love data.
You're a number person, though.
Because then it's like, and I'm the same, like that's what I have coach, because especially for us girls, we are very emotionally attached to our results, and my girls were like, oh, I don't see any progress, and then I'm like, well, this is your spreadsheet.
Exactly.
And look, I'm not saying this for you to feel guilty. I'm saying this to you so you can actually
this is just the lay of the land right now.
That look, you didn't hit your calories here, you didn't hit your protein here, your steps are going down, so that you either will improve those numbers, right, or
nothing's going to change.
Nothing's going to change. So just thinking, I think this is the thing that I was mentioning, that really our clients do not understand what it takes. Especially if you, let's say,
and the time.
You're not really overweight. If you're not, sometimes when you're like really overweight, sometimes you might just have less takeaways, fuck about with your diet, but it's a little bit better and you will lose weight. But the farther you go...
I get that.
No, you really need to be a little bit more particular with your calories, with your activities. The 1,000 steps can make big difference. Like, one day fucking about with your nutrition and playing Tetris with MyFitnessPal makes a difference. Like, I think we really underestimate what it takes.
Yeah, but I think also the flip of that is that to the point you made about kind of things like Slimming World and stuff like that in the past, people start these things and the type of loss that they see on the scale seems much more exciting. But the problem with it is things like that are not looking at the same level of data that we are. They're not looking at the same principles, the same parameters. So it's that way, like I've got certain clients right now where one of the things that we are basically talking about in every check-in is taking away the number from the scale as what has happened that week and starting to put things into percentages, because she's lost such a huge amount of weight now that this expectation that she had 6, 8, 9 months ago, where 2 and 3 and 4 pounds could have been achievable in a week, just fucking isn't, because she doesn't have enough body mass to lose that in a week now. But actually, her loss is still very consistent over a month.
That's brilliant,
which is amazing. But in her mind, the excitement of a 3 pound loss can't happen anymore. So is it as exciting? No. It's not, but the £0.5 actually equates to the £3.
And imagine
9 months ago.
£0.5 each month over 6 months.
Yes, exactly.
Each £0.5 adds up over time.
Exactly.
Right?
So I think there is just so much, and I think it's been great to hear how actually we've got lots of stuff that we agree on. We've got lots of stuff that we probably have very similar views and very similar ways that we go down that route with our clients, but actually we just do it in a different way because of who we are. But
just different experience.
It's that experience of the past.
Experience of ourselves.
Exactly.
And you know, with like Slimming World, I would just go like back to it. I have girls that I see on Instagram, and this is something that I try to teach my girls. They will go on a scale and they've lost, like, literally a joke, 9 pounds. Yeah. Then next week, guess what? They gain 5 pounds. Then next week, they gain 3 pounds. And see, when you go through that phases and you see that kind of fluctuations on the scale, you're like, oh, what's the point? Like, it's not working, da-da-da. But it actually comes from the fact that because you don't know how much you eat.
Yeah, there's no understanding of it.
It's like so much fluctuations. Like, how comes... And, you know, we don't understand because we don't have education. They don't educate us on the importance of consistency, how you eat. Even having... you know what? If you don't want to track calories, fine. But write it down what you're eating. Have a rough idea about portion control. Like, measure 50 grams of pasta. We'll see.
Yeah.
I want to see your face.
I loved your Instagram with that the other day. And I think, and track and understand what quality of food actually looks like. Like, for me,
protein,
like I've got lots of clients right now that are just not at a point of tracking calories just yet because of their own history and because of multiple different reasons. but what's on their plate and the quality of what's on their plate is what absolutely is what absolutely matters. Like, it is very, very easy to eat 2,000 calories of McDonald's in 9 minutes.
I don't eat much.
Oh, but I'll tell you something. Eating 2,000 calories of really good quality food is damn fucking filling for most women. For most women to eat 2,000 calories of really good quality food in a day, they would not feel like eating shite because they would be fucking full. Like, you think about the food quality that you're putting in, and trust me, guys, like, you are a big eater if you are having a McDonald's and 2,000 calories down.
Eater, I don't eat much. And I always say, like, honey, look, if you haven't lost weight, it means you're still eating too much.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, your tracking is probably whatever way of
having those
choosing.
clients.
If it's like a diary, if you just, writing down things, having MyFitnessPal, but MyFitnessPal can be different levels of tracking. My levels of tracking is like
just
super to
understand what you're putting in.
Even just to educate yourself and have roughly idea where are you at.
Exactly.
So if you know where you're at, you can fix it. You can have a little bit maybe more chicken and a little bit less pasta. And not only that, it allows you to have more freedom.
Exactly.
Because you can see that, actually you can have chocolate bar and nothing but happen.
And allowing yourself to know that, and allowing someone to come in and support you on that is where being coachable will make the difference between yourself to one and the other.
And helped and ask questions and when you're struggling, when you're stressed, overwhelmed, blah, 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 like, it doesn't always have to mean that you cannot do the program, because we need to understand that through those challenges, we are learning to overcome it.
Get so much stronger being able to do that.
And how to overcome it. So you have to be, in those moments when you don't want to, it's really important
just fucking do it. Because trust me, you will be so happy with yourself after it. Like, it is that whole type 2 fucking fun. Like, sometimes the things that we do are just not fun during it, but they are damn well fucking fun after it.
And that makes you who you are. And I always say, like, about, having deep sense of yourself and that's it. And I think I wrote posts like, I want to be best version of myself. Well, guess where's this vision coming from? From doing the hard shit.
Do the hard shit every day. So I'm going to ask you one question before we finish up. In one sentence, what's one thing that you see all day, every day, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, whether it be with the world as it is, in health and fitness, that just can fuck right off?
I don't want this to spoil alert because I have recorded a reel about it. There's few things, but this is just recent.
Yep.
So it comes from my recent experience. Is the booty guide to booty workout. 6-week challenge.
Glow my glutes in 6 weeks with a 6-minute workout.
And I'm like, well, guess what? Those influencers forgot to tell you that it took them fucking 10 years. It took them fucking 10 years to build this booty.
Exactly.
Like it's me, posting like a picture, like, hi, join my 6-week challenge. And I'm like, honey, I've been training for 10 years.
Exactly.
So
amazing. I love
that really fucking annoys me that they're like, yeah, my booty guide. Honey, please tell everyone that you've been going through different programs, periodization, nutrition plans for over like a decade.
You've either done it for a decade or a wonderful surgeon gave you a BBL and get
that booty in 6 weeks. No, you will not.
Absolutely. I love it. So we're going to finish up by saying a massive thank you to Sylvia for an amazing chat. Where can people hear more about you? Where can people listen to you?
So, I just actually launched my own podcast, Empowering Podcast.
Amazing.
And also I'm so happy because myself and Vanda, we kind of started similar journey, which is really exciting for us. You can find me on Instagram, Sylvia Project Empowerment. So thank you so much for having me, and I hope yourself, your clients, and your fans will benefit from our
absolutely
conversation.
Will. Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. And if anyone has any questions or wants to connect with us on it at all, drop one of us a DM, drop us some comments below. But thank you so much.
We are being a cunt, as Vanda says.
And remember, if you want to see change, don't be a cunt.
That's a t-shirt slogan.